he's not looking for any soft touches. He's the one who's actually now, okay, I just beat a monster world champion who everybody looked at as the boogeyman. I just beat him. I don't want any soft touches. I'm going right into a Devin Haney fight. A Devin Haney who has been a former undisputed lightweight champion, who's been a former super lightweight world champion. So really, it's also about Paro here with an opportunity to build up a big profile, and about Haney with a double layer of storyline.
Fight fans, it is time for Boxing Team's top stories only on ProBox TV, your boxing channel. I am George D. Metellus, and download the ProBox TV app to get the full experience of everything we have to offer here on ProBox TV. Well, I am joined by the champions. We have Chris Algieri, and we got Paulie Malignaggi joining us here on Top Stories. Well, Matchroom boxing boss Eddie Hearn says he is targeting a December 7th fight date in Australia between new IBF 140-pound champion Liam Paro and Devin Haney. Now, it marks Devin Haney's first bout since that scandalous situation surrounding his fight against Ryan Garcia on April 20th, and it's Paro's first fight since he won the title on the road against Subriel Matias in Puerto Rico. All right, Chris, would Haney be better served taking maybe an easier fight, or does he have to kind of flex his manhood after the humiliation surrounding the Garcia fight?
I mean, manhood's one thing, but we're talking about dollar signs, really. I mean, Haney had an opportunity to fight his mandatory, which was San Martin, and the money was not to his liking. So if he wants to garner the kind of money that he has been accustomed to, which is much more than it was for that San Martin purse bid, he's gonna have to fight somebody real. And Liam Paro's real at this point. That's not an easy fight, especially a comeback fight, coming off of the since-stricken loss from his record from Ryan Garcia. Paro has been on a bit of a streak lately. He's a good mover. He's shown to have a pretty decent punch. He's undefeated. He's riding his momentum very, very high, which would be something I would be thinking about in terms of momentum, where each guy is at in terms of their career. So interesting fight. But again, listen, if you want to get paid the big bucks, you got to fight tough fighters, and that would be a tough fight. And it would be an opportunity to fight for another world title. So I understand where they would be coming from, whether you're Eddie Hearn or Devin Haney's team, or even Liam Paro's team. I mean, I think the fight does make some sense, but certainly a tough fight back for coming off of a quote-unquote loss.
Yeah, I think this is actually, the story here is actually Liam Paro, not Devin Haney. We're talking about Devin Haney, and I do think it's an interesting matchup because I think Haney, having had already the recognizance in Australia in front of the Australian fan base because he fought there twice against Camboso, so sort of like could become a home away from home now, going there for a third time and fighting in yet another title fight against another Australian. You know, it's funny, Haney won the title against an Australian, and now he's winning. He won the lightweight title against an Australian. Now he's looking to try to win the super lightweight title against another Australian. I think the conversation should be also a little, at least I wouldn't say more, because Haney's got a big image, right? But I say it's about Paro as well, because Paro has just kind of come onto the scene and just, you know, upset Subriel Matias, which is a guy that I felt that Haney really wasn't looking to talk about or even fight, and Paro jumps in there sort of by no choice, really. You got to take this fight right now if you want to get any recognizance, and he ends up beating him. And he's not looking for any soft touches. He's the one who's actually now, okay, I just beat a monster world champion who everybody looked at as the boogeyman. I just beat him. I don't want any soft touches. I'm going right into a Devin Haney fight. A Devin Haney who has been a former undisputed lightweight champion, who's been a former super lightweight world champion. So really, it's also about Paro here with an opportunity to build up a big profile, and about Haney with a double layer of storyline here, because he's going back into a world title fight. It's probably paying him more than Sandor Martin. Sandor Martin is super, super risky. As far as we don't know yet, Sandor Martin may be tougher than Liam Paro. Liam Paro is still just starting to prove himself. We're going to see how consistent that is in this fight. Martin has been pretty consistently rugged here. He's beaten and retired Mikey Garcia, and then probably deserved the decision against Teofimo Lopez as well. He's always a tough out for anybody. So you kind of see he didn't want to take a pay cut to take such a tough fight that really rewards you not very much if you don't win it. Here with Paro may not have the big profile, but he does bring the IBF world title to the table as well. He's got a fresh win over Subriel Matias, a guy that, again, I don't think Haney was looking to see anytime soon. And Paro did that work there. And Haney's profile in front of the Australian fan base. It's there. It's a storyline. He's been there before. He's gotten comfortable going there and fighting there. And so I think this is a really sort of a fight that makes a lot of sense for both parties and for promoter Eddie Hearn to make the fight.
Yeah, definitely. As you mentioned, probably those back-to-back victories over George Kambosos back in 2022. Also, there's speculation to talk that the IBF's rehydration limit could be a major hurdle for Haney to make this fight. And of course, we'll continue to update you with that here on Top Stories. Well, we'd like to remind you to scan the QR code and like and subscribe here on our YouTube channel. And for everything about ProBox TV, download the app where apps are available, because you can watch the best live fight series in all of boxing, Wednesday Night Fights, another edition coming up on September 11th. I'm George Metellus. This is Boxing Scene's Top Stories.
Wednesday Night Fights.
Dynamite action on Wednesday Night Fights every other Wednesday on your boxing channel.
Coming up on your next Wednesday Night Fights, September 11th. Rising Guatemalan star Lester Martinez puts his O on the line against fellow undefeated warrior Joe Showtime James. Live from the ProBox Event Center in Plant City. Get your tickets at proboxtv.com or take your chances at the door. Wednesday Night Fights.
For more ProBox TV, scan the QR code on the screen or go to the App Store and Google Play. ProBox TV, your boxing channel.